Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today it is 2019 and today I thought I would do my favorites of 2018. So these are all my favorite makeup products. It is gonna be a lot, kind of a lot. So if this is a longer video, well, all of my videos are pretty long anyways, but whatever. All of the products that I used for my face today will be listed down below, and my social media links are down below as well, just in case you want to follow me on there. I definitely am more active on there, on my Instagram and my Twitter. So I do so many looks that you guys don't see here on YouTube because I just don't film them, but I do so many different looks. So if you guys want to see like more of my creative out of the box side, then you should definitely follow me on there. For my brows, there have been 3 products that I have just used ever since I discovered them, and I just using them together just gives me the perfect brow, like my perfect brow. I love how full my brows are. I love how they're kind of like dimensional. They're not just like a flat, you know what I mean? I don't know. If you don't like my brows, then you can skip this part, but I love the way my brows are right now. So these are the products that I use. I use the Anastasia Dip Brow. As always, I have used this since I started my channel, and I always use the shade Soft Brown. So yeah, depending on like how much you use of this, it can get lighter or darker. I definitely use a lot more products, so that's why it can get pretty dark. But this I use like kind of on the bottom outline and to fill them in. So the top outline and the front part of my brow, I always use this pencil right here. This is the Maybelline Brow Precise Micro Crayon. This one is also the shade Soft Brown, which is weird because it's like 2 completely different brands and products. But this is a super thin pencil. So this, I only do the line. I don't really fill in with this, at least on like the body of my brow, I guess, or the long of my brow. I really just like do the top line to get it nice and precise. I don't like to conceal the top of my brows, so I always want to use something that is really precise so I can still have that clean look without using concealer or foundation. And I will use this on the front of my brows as well, just to give it a softer look, just so it's not as harsh in the front. So that's really what I use to fill in my brows. And then to set them, I like to use the Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. This is also the shade Soft Brown. So this has like little fibers in it, like little hairs. I don't know what kind of hairs they are, what they are, I don't know, but they're fibers, I guess, and they just kind of like cling to your brow. So it kind of makes me look like I have more hair than I really do. And if you've ever seen me without brows, I need all of that I can get. It also has a little bit of a tint to it, and it has kind of like shimmers in there, but it's not super apparent on the brow. Like my brow doesn't look shimmery at all. It just kind of looks like reflective, not reflective, but like it just gives some more like dimension to the brow, and that's why I really love this. I don't know why this doesn't have like 5 stars on Ulta or wherever, because this is like super good and I love this, and this has lasted me a very long time without like drying out or anything like that, so I love it. This next product I use all the time. This is my second tube. The first tube I literally cut it open, scraped everything I could out of there to use it. This is the Maybelline Master Conceal. This is the shade 20 Light specifically. I use this to clean up underneath my brows and to prime my eyes for eyeshadow. I really like this shade because it's really nice and bright. It's not like white or anything where it's gonna look too weird on my brow bone, but it is light enough where it is really gonna give me like that brightness, that highlight. And to prime my eyes, it's a nice base because of the color. It's really gonna make the eyeshadows that I put on top really pop. I have used this in a few of my past videos. If you want to see how it like really works, you can go to my how to blend and cut the crease video. I use this in those looks. I use this in the recreating my old looks makeup video as well. So this is honestly a ride or die. It's like $7 at Target or something. It's super good. I also have the shade 30 Light Medium, and I like to use this like on my under eye. This is a very nice face concealer as well. It is nice full coverage. It does not like dry you out. It's like as full coverage as Shape Tape, and I used to like never use anything except for Shape Tape because it was just so full coverage, and it really gave me the look I wanted. So when I tried this, I found that I didn't even need to mix in even a little bit of Shape Tape. It was really giving me all the coverage I wanted without being too drying or anything. This is really freaking good. If you have a concealer that's like a squeezy tube like this and you feel like you can't squeeze anything else, cut it open. cut it open and I promise you there is like so much more product in there that you can use. So moving on to eyeshadow palettes, I do have a palette collection coming, so I'm not gonna like talk about too many. I'm gonna talk about maybe like 4 that I really like, that I would recommend out of all the palettes that I have. But I do have a palette collection coming, so if you want to see every single palette I own, then stay tuned for that video, subscribe, click the bell or whatever. Have I ever even said that? I don't know, but click the bell so that you can be notified when I post that video and all the other videos that I have coming. Okay, so I'm just gonna get the biggest one out of the way. This is the Morphe and James Charles palette. Now, okay, when I got this palette, I was like, I have so many other rainbow palettes, like I don't even know if this is gonna like live up to the other quality that I like so much. Like, I don't know, maybe this is just not gonna work for me. Maybe it's just not gonna be a go-to palette because of all the neutrals that are in it. And I used to be really into neutrals, really into warm tones. I still am like into warm tones, as you can tell, just more colorful warm tones. So this palette kind of got me by surprise because it's really like visually pleasing, but I didn't know if I was really going to be reaching for it often, and I really do. So the shades that I love the most out of here are this one. This white shade is amazing. This yellow shade is really nice. This blue shimmer, I love it. It's like a shade that I don't really have in my collection because all of the blue shimmers I have kind of lean a little bit green, a little bit teal, a little bit gold, and this one is just like blue. You know what I mean? This blue is really nice as well. I love this. I did use this on my eyes today on top, like on my lid. It's like a lid topper. I mixed it with a little bit of this shade right here as well. I love to use this shade or this shade as blush. Yeah, blush. It is really freaking nice. So a lot of the shades in this palette I do reach for a lot, whether it be on my eyes or on my face. It can be a very nice palette for so many people, freelance makeup artists, because you know you have all the shades and all the tones in here. For someone who's just like trying to get into makeup in general, you have a little bit of everything, and the quality in here is really nice. I have had some issues with a few of the shades, like this shade right here and this shade right here. They just don't blend as easily as some of the other shades do. Overall, this is a very nice palette, and it's definitely been like a go-to. I use this in honestly almost all of my looks. At least one shade from my looks are from this palette, and I just use it so much. So next I'm going to be talking about the 2 eyeshadow palettes that I have on my eyes today. These are also accompanied with the James Charles palette. I use them all the time in all of my looks. At least one shade has to be from this palette. The first one is the Zulu palette by Juvias Place. This is a 9 color palette, so not quite as big as the James Charles palette or the palette I'm going to show you, but the pan sizes are huge and the quality is amazing. So my favorite shade are these 2, this purple shade and this like aqua teal-ish, bluish, greenish shade. Super gorgeous. I love them, and every time I want a purple, I'm going for this exact palette to get this purple, like always. It's just the best. It does stain. All of the palettes I'm going to show you do stain. You know, you can research that on your own. I'm not a guru on that. I don't know. But I did use this purple shade on my eyes, and I used this on my lid. You can't really see it anymore because I topped it off with the purple shade that I showed you in there and the shimmer, the other like white shimmer that I showed you. I topped it off with that just to make it a little bit like reflective, but I did use this on my lid. These are super pigmented. They blend amazingly. They're buttery, and I just use them all the time. This isn't even a very expensive palette. I believe this is like around $20, and the amount of quality and the actual amount of eyeshadow you get, like these pans are really big. So I think this is a really great buy, and if you're into colorful shadows. So the next palette I'm going to show you I also used on my eyes today. This is the September Rose Slush palette. If you follow me on Instagram, I talk about this palette all the time. It is amazing. She's been used, she's been abused. That being said, this palette is freaking amazing. The quality and the blendability of these shadows, like, honestly surprises me, because this brand is not like a humongous brand that you see in stores. Like, no, this is a smaller Instagram brand, but the pigment and the quality and just everything about this palette, it even comes with a mirror. Like, honestly, I use the orange in here. As you can see, I've hit so much pan on this. This is my favorite orange shade ever. It is just so neon, like so neon, and it just like gives me the brightness that I want from an orange. I don't like oranges that are very like neutral, that are very like dull. Like, I don't like them. This orange is my favorite orange of all time. I'm also using this yellow right here to blend out the orange. Gorgeous, beautiful. This has my favorite pink as well. This pink is so bright. Oh my god, there's so much pan showing through that it's so hard to show. But yeah, this is amazing. I also use some of these shades like as blushes. So today I used this shade right here as a blush, and I like to use this as a blush as well. Like I said, like all of these, the purples, they're so freaking gorgeous. I love this palette to death, and I use it all of the time. It's like rare that I don't use this palette because it just has so many shades that I love to use. The quality is just there. I do have a discount code with them if you do want to purchase this palette. I will leave it on the screen right here. But yeah, all in all, this palette is amazing. If you want to see like more looks of me using this palette, again, on my Instagram, if you scroll through, like 99.9% of my posts include this palette in some way, shape, or form. So the last palette I want to mention is the Certified Tropical Wonders palette. This one is another rainbow palette. As you can see, the packaging is not as big as those. It's just a little bit longer, but this really has every single shade. It has a white, a black, a gray even. It has all kinds of blues and purples and pinks, a red, orange, yellow. Like, it has everything. This has my favorite red. This red is so insanely pigmented, and she's bright. I want to mention a palette, but only for one shade, so I'm just gonna mention that shade. So this is the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette, and the shade that I adore is this one right here, this like dark blue, navy blue shade. The formula itself, amazing, so gorgeous, and I love blending this on the eye. It really is like a navy blue, like a true navy blue, and I really love to use this. I don't really use this palette for many other shades, just that one, so that is an honorable mention for me. Okay, so we're gonna move on to lashes. I don't really have a favorite mascara. My favorite one is the Maybelline Lash Sensational, but I don't have it because I had it, but it dried out and I haven't bought it again, so whatever. But we're gonna move on to lashes. So I'm gonna talk about lash glue first. This is the lash glue I use, the Duo clear brush on glue. This is like a staple. Everyone uses this. I have used the House of Lashes glue, and that one was really nice too. I just ran out of it. It was all dry and all that, so this is the one I use, and the applicators that I use are from Tarte. They're like the Tartist applicators. There are so many like different applicators out there. You don't need to go ahead and buy this one. You can use tweezers, you can use your fingers, you can use anything. I just really find that this really helps me. So when it comes to lashes, I have quite a few that I have really loved throughout the year and just constantly gravitate towards. I did do like my favorite eyelash try on video, and I did include, I think, most of these lashes in there, but I'm just gonna quickly go through these. So the first one is the Neely Lashes style Valentina. This one is absolutely gorgeous. This is more for like a natural makeup day because they're not as long and like full, but they are super gorgeous, and they do really like flatter the eye, so I do really love this pair. This next pair is from Lashes Matter. This is the style Spice, so I do love to use these as well for like a very simple look, no eyeshadow, minimal eyeshadow, wing liner, you know, something like that. They are like longer than Valentina from Neely Lashes. They are longer, and they do have a little bit more like wisp. So I do really like these. They do give me nice length, so I love these. Next are my lashes. So these are mine. I designed these with the KK collection. If you're wondering why there's two separate packagings, it's because this is the first. Oh girl, that lash is all wonky. This is the first pair that we created. I hope you can see that. But I love these so much. I love the style. I love the length. These are absolutely gorgeous. Some of my go-tos, like for special events, for Thanksgiving, Christmas, somewhere like a time that I'm not going to be wearing like makeup like this, I love to pair it with these lashes. They just really like, they make my eyes look really like cute and flirty, you know what I mean? So the next one is the same thing except longer. So these are the same exact pair. This is the actual packaging that it comes in. Super cute, super luxurious. But these are like the same style, just a little bit longer. So when we restocked, we did change to this length right here. Super, super pretty, as you can see. But I kind of wanted to go back to the original style, which was to the original length. So that's the difference with the lengths. It is 1 millimeter difference, but it does make a difference on the eye. So I just wanted to go back to the original length because I know not everyone does crazy makeup like me and doesn't want something that is so like long and fluffy. So these are a pair that I would definitely use with this eye look because they are a little bit longer. But like I said, I really wanted to like appeal to like most of my audience, you know, people who wear like very minimal makeup and just want like some cute lashes. That's why I decided to kind of change back to this length right here. It is the same exact style like I said, but they're gorgeous, and obviously I had to give a shout out to the lashes that I designed. I love you. Okay, next is actually a new love of mine. So this is from Lash. This is like so new to me because I just got these. This is the style Vibes, and that's what she looks like. These look so gorgeous on the eye. Again, this is kind of similar to like Sky, my pair of lashes that I designed. They're very similar, except these are a little bit more full. So this has a little bit more like gaps in between, and this is definitely more full. So I do like to wear this with eyeshadow as well because it is going to give me like a little bit more of a dramatic kind of look. But they are not super long. They're definitely not as long as the eyelashes that I have on. I will show you guys where these are from in a second, but these have become like a new favorite so quickly. I do have a discount code with them as well. I will put that on the screen. I do have a discount code with, obviously, the KK collection. I will put that on the screen. Next is, well, this is the last eyelash segment. This is the Ice Cold collection from Angel Wings. This is a 5-pair eyelash pack. So you get, you know, 5 completely different styles. I'm wearing the top style. This is their like the most dramatic and long and fluffy style. They don't really have names, so I'm not sure which is exactly which, but I use basically every single style in this pack. This one for more like, you know, soft makeup days, minimal eyeshadow, and I use these for like, use the top 3 for like when I'm doing like more heavy, more like eyeshadow based looks. This is honestly like, the quality is really nice. I really love the style selection. So if you're gonna get something from Angel Wings, I would recommend this pack right here. Really, really gorgeous. Love it a lot. Okay, so moving on from the eyes to the face, I'm gonna talk about primers really quick. Now listen, I was never one to think that primer is like a scam or something, because I did think primer was like a necessary step for me almost, because it did like really nice, like smoothen the makeup application process. But I have really been into just doing looks just for Instagram. Honestly, I don't really go out in my makeup too often, and if I do, it's not like this at all. You know, it's really just face makeup, lashes, brows, and I'm done. So like that being said, I really don't go out with my makeup often. I really just do it for Instagram. I really just do it for the artistry, you know. So I don't find that I'm using primers as often, because I'm gonna do my makeup, I'm gonna have it on for what, an hour, maybe 2, and take it off. So I really don't see the point in like wasting the primers that I have. But when I am gonna go out, I do use these primers because, like I said, I want my makeup to look good. I want it to last throughout the day. I don't want to be oily, but I don't want to be dry either. So these are the primers that I use. I use a Photo Finish Primerizer. So this is a very moisturizing primer. It's a primer and a moisturizer in one, hence primerizer. But it is really nice, especially for like oily skin, because it is going to moisturize your skin, but it's not going to add any heaviness. It's not going to add any oil. It's really not going to make you more oily. It's just going to moisturize your skin, which is something that oily girls, we need that as well. So don't think that just because you have oily skin, you need to be like matte, 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 because that's not how it works. I don't know. I don't want to like go into it and explain it because I might explain it wrong. Anyways, this is a very nice primer. It has lasted me a very long time. Like I said, I don't do makeup all the time. It's definitely a primer that I would invest in because it is a little pricey, but it's definitely something that I've, like, so many different skin types have raved about this primer, and for good reason, because it is amazing. Okay, so the next primer that I always use is the Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Primer. So like I said, this is a more mattifying primer. I don't use this all over my face. I use this mainly right here, a little bit on the sides of my nose, and right on top of my brows, and a little bit on my forehead, because that is where I get more oily. More like in the winter months of the year, I don't really use this because my skin is leaning more dry. I don't really get oily, and if I do, it takes a long time for me to get oily, so I don't really use this. But in the summer months, in the spring months, definitely this is like a go-to for me. And this paired with the Smashbox Primerizer works amazing, like a dream. It just makes all of my makeup application just so smooth, and I love how my skin looks when I use these primers together. Okay, so now we are moving on to the skin. So I have a few foundations that I want to talk about. Actually, kind of a lot of foundations. Okay, I'm going to talk about my favorite ones. So this one is the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. It's like a little stick form. This one is really, really good. I use this on like my special occasions, not just like any special occasion, like special, like my birthday, like graduation, you know, something like that, because this is really expensive. And every time I have to buy it, a little part of me dies and just stays in Sephora, because this is a very expensive foundation compared to the other ones that I have. This is very expensive. However, it is one of my favorites. Definitely, like I said, like I save this for like the best, like most important occasion, because it does, like, it makes my skin look so flawless. Every time I have this on, someone asks me what foundation I'm wearing, because it just really like smooths out the skin. You can really get like a nice full coverage, or something more like natural, just depending on how much you put on. But this has a very nice like satin finish. So if you're super oily, this might not work for you. I am oily, but I'm also not insanely oily, so I can get away with using this. If you are a little bit more oily, I don't know if you'd like it, but if you're dry, I think you'd definitely like it as well, because like I said, it has that satin finish. It's not really going to emphasize your dry patches, but this is my baby. Okay, I bought this. I used it like 2 times, and I was like, I don't like it. I'm not going to use it. So this is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Long Wear Foundation. And I bought it, and I don't know what it was about it. I just wasn't completely wowed. I wasn't like, okay. And this one is also, I think this is more expensive than this one. But I bought it because Tati raves about it all the time. It's like one of her favorites. So I bought it. And then the other day I decided to use it because I haven't used it in forever. And I really liked it. I really liked how the color looked on me, and it was a little bit more of a matte formula when I really like looked at it. I don't know why I thought this wouldn't be a matte formula, because it's an ultra long wear foundation, but this does wear very long, and it's like mattifying, but it's not drying. It's not like cakey. This is a very, very nice foundation. I do use this a little bit more often, just because, I don't know, I just do. I don't know. I just have used it so much lately, and I really, really have fallen in love with it, so I really like it. The next 2 foundations are drugstore foundations. So this one is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer foundation. I used to use this all of the time in like summer, and like the months after summer, the months before summer, like basically the whole year I would use this. This is a very, very nice foundation. It is very full coverage, like full coverage. It is a little bit of a thicker like consistency, so if you don't really like that, I don't know if you're gonna like this. But again, if you have oily skin, you can get away with using this with, you know, the right primer, with setting it the right way. If you have an extremely oily skin, I don't know if you'll like it. If you have really dry skin, I don't know if you like it either, just because it is a little bit of a thicker texture. Every time I have used this, it has just made my skin look so flawless and beautiful and just healthy while giving me that full coverage. So I really, really love this foundation. And the last one is the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation. This one, oh, this is oil free actually. So I am oily, like I said so many times in this video, but this does work on my skin as well. It's very lightweight. When I wear this, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing foundation at all, but you can really build it up to a nice like high medium coverage. I wouldn't say this is full coverage, but a high medium coverage you can definitely achieve. This is another foundation that just like my skin just looks radiant. It just looks like I'm healthy, and this is such a beautiful, beautiful foundation. I do use these mostly like for my Instagram looks, just because, you know, whatever, put them on. And then these are more like when I want to go out, when I want to look like my absolute best. Okay, moving on to concealer. I have 3 concealers. The Tarte Shape Tape, okay, I used it a lot in this year. However, once I discovered these, it's like I'm not using it like at all. And maybe that has to do with the fact that like I barely have any product left, but once I like started using these concealers, I don't reach for the Shape Tape anymore, and I really don't think I will anymore. So these are the concealers that I have used a lot lately. This is the Maybelline Master Conceal. Again, I talked about this earlier with my eye primer. Again, this is the shade 30 Light Medium. This one is really, really amazing. It's not heavy, not cakey, but nice, full coverage, not drying. I love it. The next one is like new. But every time I do my makeup, I'm going for her. This is the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer, and this is the shade Cotton Candy. So this concealer is a little bit thick. It has like a thicker consistency than like the other concealers that I have, but it is very full coverage. Now, like, you don't need a lot of this to have full coverage. It's very brightening, and it doesn't crease a lot on me. Like, I have it on right now. I don't have any creases. I said I don't have any creases, but I did wear this for like probably like 6 hours the other day, and I really had very minimal creasing, and it really like stayed put the entire day. This is very pricey. This is like $30, but I love it, and I'm pretty sure once I'm done with this, I'm buying another one because this is an amazing concealer. And I know Huda, she has some drama around her brand and all of that, you know, but this is still a great product, and I really, really like it. Next is a concealer that I don't use often on my face. So this is a like, I use this for very specific reasons. Okay, this is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This is the shade C1, the very lightest shade that they have. So I use this for like my cut creases. So I will do a cut crease, and I will like take off the excess eyeshadow, concealer, and I will go over it with this. And this will be like my actual base for whatever I'm gonna put on top. This is just very bright, and it's nice like full coverage, and it dries down like not matte, but it doesn't really stay wet, so I don't find that this creases too much on me, especially like on my eyelids. But if I do find that my under eye is not like as bright as I want it to be, it's not as like, I will add like 2 or 3 dots of this on my under eye and blend it out, and it just like kind of transforms my under eye into like kind of like dull to like just a bit brighter, and just giving me a little bit more life, you know what I mean? A little bit more like awakeness. So I do really like this concealer, like I said, mostly for the eyes, but I do from time to time use it on my face. Okay, for powders, I have 2 powders that I have just died and lived and everything for. So the first one is the Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is the loose powder, and this is the shade 10. So this one does have a pretty yellow undertone. I'm kind of scared to show you because I don't want it to fall, but this powder, it just like perfects the skin. I used it today, and it just kind of like, it mattifies you, but it just kind of like blurs everything, and it just makes you look like perfect. I don't know what this is. And it doesn't have flashback either. I've taken so many flash photos with this on my face, and it's just so beautiful. It just sinks into the skin. Once you set your entire face with like a setting mist, everything just looks gorgeous. And this is only like $10, so if you haven't tried out this powder, I don't know what you're doing, but go pick it up. You You can get it at like Target. So the next one is the Coty Airspun powder. Now I have mine in a completely different container just because it's less messy to use. If you've ever tried the Airspun, it comes in like a cap that you just like completely like pop off and put back on, and the powder just like goes everywhere. So I transferred it into like this screw-on cap. So don't mind that. But this is the Coty Airspun. This is the shade Naturally Neutral, and I do love to use this as well when I don't want something that has such a yellow undertone like the Maybelline Fit Me. I will go with this because it's a little bit more translucent than this one. This Maybelline does come in like quite a few different shades. So does the Coty Airspun, but I do find that this one does lean a little bit more transparent. Translucent, I mean. Whatever, same thing. They're both like perfecting powders. Like, they're not just a powder that's just gonna like set your makeup whatever. No, it's gonna make you look like airbrushed, just like photoshopped, like, oh, you know what I mean? For bronzers, I also have two bronzers that I have loved. The first one is the Hoola bronzer by Benefit. This is like the first bronzer I've used that just like wow. Like, nowadays use this for like contouring purposes almost. I don't really use this as a bronzer because I'm going to show you which one I do, but I do like to use this when I just want a little bit more depth in my cheeks, when I just want it to be a little bit more dramatic. I will use this. The formula, amazing, so amazing. They did come out with like a lighter version, and I think they need to come out with like a darker version and like a darker version, because this shade doesn't work for everybody, you know what I mean? But it does work for me. So the bronzer that I love to use as like a bronzer, like an actual like bronze my skin, make me look tropical, is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I've used this for so long. I just recently got a new shade. This is the shade Deep Bronzer. I used to use the shade Bronzer, and it didn't do much for my skin. It wasn't deep enough. It wasn't bronzy enough for me. So gorgeous. It does have a little bit of a sheen to it, but it's really not that noticeable on the skin. Just, it's like a bronze. Oh my God, I don't know. But it smells heavenly. So if you haven't tried this, I really recommend you try it. I am a big fan of matte bronzers. I don't like shimmer in my bronzers, but this one, it's not like shimmer. It's like satin. So for highlighters, I have like 3 that I want to talk about, but 2 are the ones that I have really been heavily using for the past like months. Like, I've been like these are the ones that are like really gonna follow me. So the first one is of course the Anastasia and Amrezy highlight. This is gorgeous. This is like amazing. Like, I am pretty sure that this is like still, like, they restocked it finally, and I'm pretty sure that you can still purchase it, so I definitely recommend you do. I have this on my cheeks today. I know. But the formula on here, like, the way that it just like lights up my face, I don't know, it's amazing, and I'm so happy that I purchased this. So please purchase it before it's gone again, because then you're gonna be really sad. So the next highlight is from Mila's Cosmetics. Oh my God, okay guys, so this highlight is from like a small Instagram brand, and the person who runs this brand is just so sweet, so down to earth. Like, she's just an amazing person, an amazing business owner, and she has just been putting out products that are just like, I have to swatch over my foundation because there's like no space on my hand. But this is the shade Angel. It is a lot more gold than Amrezy. Like, it has definitely more of a gold undertone. It's not really champagne-y. It's not pinky at all. It's just gold. But it has an amazing formula. She's actually changing her formula. And she's coming out with like new formula, if you know what I mean. But this one is still like gorgeous, super reflective, and I love to use these together. They just give me like the ultimate beam, you know what I mean? But these are really gorgeous, and this one is only like 12 bucks, I think, so very affordable, but the quality. And I also do have a discount code for her as well if you do want to purchase. So the last one I want to talk about is one that was my favorite like throughout the earlier months of the year, and I just used it today again, and I remembered why I loved it so much. This is another like affordable highlighter. This is the Maybelline Master Chrome. This is the shade Molten Gold. I know they have quite a few other shades now, but this is what she looks like. This one is, again, more gold than amrezy, but has that same, I do have that on top of amrezy today, actually. Yeah, it's just super reflective, super buttery. Like, when you swatch this, it feels like a high-end highlighter from just the texture of it and the way that it really, like, lights up the skin. Really, really gorgeous. So these three highlighters are just absolutely amazing. I was never really into lip gloss. I'm pretty sure in, like, my last favorites, which was probably a long time ago, it was all, like, matte liquid lips, and I'm just, like, not that girl anymore. I don't like matte liquid lips. They're drying, and they're just, like, gloss is my thing. And that's weird because I used to, like, hate gloss. Like, I hated it, and I mean hated. And it's still kind of annoying, you know, to get your hair in it and stuff, but it's gorgeous. So these two glosses are the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bombs. This one is Diamond Milk, and this one is Fenty Glow. They did just recently come out with a new one, but it's not really, like, my color. It's, like, really pinky and whatever. But these have such a nice formula. They have, like, a very nice shine. It's not, like, insanely glossy. It's not really thick. It's not, like, sticky or anything. These have such a beautiful formula, and these literally go with any lip color. Like, this might look like super, like, rosy almost, but that's what I have on right now, and it just goes with everything. They're so versatile, so I really, really love these. Another gloss that I really like is the Essence Clear Lip Gloss. I love to use this, like, when I have, like, lip art or, like, eyeshadow on my lips or something, and I just want it to be, like, glossy, and I don't want to use one of these because this has, like, some glitter in them. I will use this because it's just clear, and if I want to do, like, a glossy lid moment, like, this will be the gloss that I go to. It's not sticky either, it's not heavy, but it is nice and clear. So basically, those are my 2018 makeup favorites. If you guys want me to give, like, a favorites, like, other, like, lifestyle, like, movies, shows, music, random things, then I guess I can do that for you guys, but let me know if you want to see it. If you guys have any other, like, video suggestions that you want to see from me, then please let me know down below. I really hope you guys enjoyed. 2018 really, really made me fall in love with makeup even more, and more of the creative side of makeup, more of the art. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one.